I've calmed down now. I left it the weekend, sent Gray from Graphtech an email, and he's just got back to me.
Oh no. Hagstrom has used non-standard post spacing. Our tunematic bridges all have the standard 74mm center-to-center post spacing, as indicated in the drawings I sent you. The only option for this instrument will be to plug the holes and re-drill.
Since embarking on this incredibly interesting journey of me replacing my bridge, obviously I was keeping my patrons in the loop. And one of them, I think it was Kit, suggested that I just replace the saddle pieces of the Hagstrom bridge with Graphtech Resomax ones. So I unscrewed them, slotted them in, and the thread does fit. However, when unscrewing the saddle pieces from the Hagstrom bridge, I noticed these little black clips or washers pinged off and were clearly unusable. Usually, tunematic bridges kind of have those little triangle wires that keep the saddle piece under tension, and I understand how they work. I wasn't familiar with these clips. After 2 boxes and 500 E-clips later, it's the 2mm one that you need. So that is the size of a 2mm E-clip that we're going to need to pop back on to secure the saddle screws in place. As my patron said, we'll make a geek out of you yet. I'm getting better. I'm learning something every time. So we're now unscrewing the Hagstrom bridge. This would be a lot easier if you lot weren't watching. There we go, there's the little busted clip. Got to keep your teeth clean. So I'm going to drop the A-string saddle in the right way. Then I'm going to push this little screw in. Now once it's in, this is where you want to put the little E-clip in, because if you don't, that would happen to your saddle every time you want to change strings, and we don't want that. We want it secure. I'm actually just going to get 3 out. 2mm. The reason I bought so many is because the first time I bought 1.5mm, 3mm, 5mm, etc. And I actually needed 1.52, 2.53 in order to be able to experiment with which one was the right fit. So if you are doing this, you need a 2mm E-clip. Now this is where the fun begins. You might not be able to see this, quite difficult, but I'm going to push the screw in, and then what I like to do, need the clip to wrap itself around the screw. Now under a little bit of pressure from the screwdriver, there we go. That popping sound means it's taken to the screw, and it means that when I screw this now, saddle piece should move up. but it won't move out of the hole. I just finished double E-clipping all of these saddle screws, and they move around a lot less now. Really quite sturdy, which is great. I took a picture before of the position of them as well. So I've tried to copy that as best as I could so that I don't have to start from scratch with the intonation. But yeah, hopefully this was a worthwhile upgrade, and to be honest, I've learned a couple of things along the way, so it's never a waste of time. I was going to say, and now for the moment of truth, but it's the old bridge with new saddles, so it's definitely going to fit. Was it worth it? Probably not. The saga of upgrading the Hagstrom Viking continues, because now it's on to pickups, pots and switches. I always hate how nasty it looks on the inside of guitars. So in order to get these pickups out, I'm going to take off the tone knobs, unscrew the pots, and I think it's probably good for me to try and take everything out in one go so that I can figure out the length of wire and, you know, how much soldering I'm going to need to do. These white knobs look so hideous on this guitar. Actually looks better without them. You little bastard. No. Ah. Finally. Success. That's what the inside of Hagstrom looks like. The pots are pretty sticky. The wires have been cut, twisted, and then kind of like heat wrapped together. Don't know whether I'm going to have to do that. I do have some of that from when I did my pedal board Nutric jacks at the back, so I think what I'm actually going to do, I've labelled these but it's too messy. I think I'm going to put a piece of paper over the top of the guitar, draw little circles where the holes and the pickups and the switch are going, and then kind of make my own jig. Shortly before I go to the nearest guitar tech and say, "Hi, I've totally screwed this up, can you help me out?" I think I'm also going to do a little bit of copper shielding because inside the whole pickup cavity looks messy and there's like black tape coming off, which I'm not a fan of.